There's a part of the Tyler Perry video that I want you all to see that I don't see anybody else talking about, but I feel is very important for Black women to pay attention to.
So let's talk about something that you and I talk about.
Uh-oh.
My man.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
my man.
Yeah.
So for the longest, like, you've seen me go through different relationships, and recently, it was the night that we all went to dinner after you moderated Michelle Obama's book tour here in Atlanta. And you said, Crystal, you are vibrating here.
Yeah.
Your man is here. And I was like, ooh. You trying to tell me I'm low vibrational, Tyler? What are you trying to say? And I was like, ooh, I had to think about that. I was like, wow, like, am I, you know what I'm saying? You were like, you're here, and he's up here. You gotta go higher in that area too. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's crazy.
All right, so I want you all to pay attention to what just happened in that clip. So she has access to him behind the scenes. They hang out together, and he has seen her through several relationships. Remember that part. And he took it upon himself to go up to her after seeing one of her men or her last man and was like, listen, honey, you're on this level and he is on that level. And he had to let her know that she was not meeting that man at his worth, at his perceived version of this man's worth, knowing that women are naturally hypergamous. Hypergamous basically means date up. Hypogamous means date down. Men naturally go towards the women who are younger, more fertile, more beautiful or whatnot for the continuation of his quote-unquote seed, and women evolutionarily typically gravitate towards men who are able to provide resources and protection for the family, for her, the offspring that they create together, right? Keep in mind, the man in this scenario with the young lady, he chose her. So he knows what it is in her that he wanted, and he chose her to be his mate. Then come Tyler Perry in her ear. You know you're not as good as him. You know you on this level and he's up. First of all, what man says that to a woman? Heterosexual men, have any of you ever out there have gone to your girlfriends or one of your female friends or female family member, anybody in your entire life, and been like, you know that man better than you, right? You know you're not keeping up with that man, right? I mean, I just wish that Tyler Perry would give up the farce already. How many of you out there think that Tyler Perry is heterosexual? I mean, he made his living dressing up in a damn skirt, pretending to be a woman, and mocking Black women at that. And not only that, my dear would never give the advice that this male is giving, but he is male. And let's get on. So ladies, I want you to pay attention to your male friends, colleagues, advisors, and confidants behind the scenes that are in your ear, especially the ones who have seen you through quote-unquote several relationships, because I had a friend like that many years ago. And this friend would always tell me, but on my end, he would always tell me about how these men weren't good enough for me, about how I deserve so much better, how I shouldn't put up with X, Y, Z. And it didn't even have to be anything or nothing. I found out several years later that he was upset about being in the friend zone, and he, as one of my closest confidants, used his position in my ear to sabotage every single relationship that I ever came to him with. Ladies, can you testify on that for me? How many of your guy friends have ever destroyed relationships? And then, you know, or let's segue into your female friends who have purpose. I read a post the other day about a girl. It had gone viral on TikTok, and she was talking about how she was invited to the wedding of her ex-best friend who was marrying the man that she told her to leave, right? So listen to this. Tyler Perry there in Atlanta, in his girlfriend's ear, talking about how that man is too good for her. Who is he good enough for, Tyler? You? Before I started recording this video, I was looking for the video of this gay guy in Atlanta who has gone viral several times. He's bald, he has like a little mustache, he's very charismatic, right? And let me know if you found the video, because it was deleted from the Facebook post that I had saved many years ago. But he told a story about how he was out to dinner with his female friend and her man was there, right? And he said that he has this internal gaydar kind of thing going on, and he can tell when a man is bout it, right? And he went to go to the bathroom. And who does he run into trying to push up on him, or at least push his number up on him? And his whole purpose for telling this story was to tell women to beware, because, you know, some of these men, la 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 la, right? But bust it, check this out. It's real. It's real out there. There are men, like I was watching a podcaster's broadcast last night who was talking about how heterosexual men are not bringing HIV into the community onto women, that it's gay and bisexual. Yeah, they're bisexual men or down low men who are pretending to be straight, who are there bringing these diseases and diseases into, oh God. In this broadcast, it was talking about the fastest growing population of women with HIV, or people with HIV, are Black women. And they are getting this predominantly from Black men who are having intercourse with other men. You all know the stats. And so Tyler Perry, in all his gay seeming glory, has the gumption to sit up there in his girlfriend's ear and tell her about how she ain't good enough for this particular man. And I want to ask you all, you ladies out there, to pay attention to who you have in your circle. We know that men are very sex focused, and there are some of the men who are hanging around you because they want to have intercourse with you. And there are others who are hanging around you because they want to have intercourse with your guy. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. They're like the vultures circling around your dating pool, waiting for the opportunity to catch that glimmer in his eye, that look. And if he doesn't get the look, you know, he'll do what it is that he can do to try to sabotage you all. Like, how dare he? On the one hand, he's trying to bring her down a notch, to let her know you ain't good enough for this man. But then on the other hand, a man who can only afford the light bill is good enough for her. And she's sitting up there on the damn couch. Yeah, right? I mean, they know how to pick the right ones, because he wouldn't have said no stuff like that in front of me, but then I wouldn't have had access to him behind the scenes, because from the time that I spoke up and let my voice be heard and let him know that I'm about it, he would have kicked me out his circle, or he would have never called me back or had me around him, because I ain't the one. So I'm making this video to let some of you ladies know that you got a Brutus in the mix. If you don't know, that's a Julius Caesar reference. Because when everyone, how Julius Caesar got to the temple steps, or the Colosseums, whatever steps, right? Everybody else had gone and jabbed Caesar. And when he turned around, he was like, when he saw the dagger in his boy's hand, he said, "Et tu, Brute?" Because that was the death blow right there. Have you ever had a female friend that was like, "Oh, that man is too good for you"? Really? What do you think her motivation for that would be? What do you think Perry's motivation is for saying that to his girl? I mean, come on now. Use your head. Use common sense. Number one, it is the struggle of culture that fuels his damn movies. It is the constant recycling of this story over and over again. Meanwhile, is that what's in the best interest of the community, Perry? Is it to be up there carrying a man, and so many poor Black women and these dilapidated Black men who are like, "You missed his point"? Well, explain his point to me then. The floor is yours. Give me your comments and thoughts below.